Alright guys, hello and welcome back to the next episode of our F1 Manager 24 career mode. Coming off of a win for Frederick Vesti, and the first win for our team. I'm going to click on the right one this time. Remember the last episode. Vesti coming out with a win, Leclerc P2, Alonso P3. And Logan Sargent was on par for a podium, but he was losing pace there at the end and dropped back down to P6. So we're feeling really good off of that win. We got a couple parts to put on the car, make sure we have everything up to date. Coming into the weekend for Austria, if you guys can notice, I'm still a little bit under the weather, still a little bit congested, because I have been not feeling too well these last few days, and some of the episodes that I have been recording. A few weeks ago, by the time of the release of this episode, towards the mid-October, late October, is when I was sick, but I should be feeling good about now, and I am feeling pretty good at the time of this recording. Coming off of that win, and where do I? Okay, I'm staring right at it. Alright, so we're still sitting in P5 in the championship, 33 points from that last race, up into 69 points. Holding on to that P5 spot, Williams up at 30 points with the 10 points from the last race. And the fight is becoming more and more of McLaren's Red Bull, down to P3 with the fight with Aston Martin. And Alpine still back down there with 8 points. And we haven't really paid much attention to F3 and F2. High Tech GP and F3 up into P3, and then High Tech is P3 for F2. So we're up there overall, but we're feeling really good, and we are coming up to the mid-season point, so we are feeling really good about that as well. So enough of the procrastinating. I'm just kind of rambling off at this point. Let's go ahead and get to the weekend and get to qualifying. Alright, so here we are for the results of practice 3. Top of the board on hard tires. We pushed hard at the beginning of the practice session. We usually do the beginning of the practice session and then do normally after that. We dialed Logan into a 97% setup.
Now it's time to see who come out on top as qualifying gets underway.
Spielberg's short track comes with 2 high-speed straights. It might be tempting to prioritize low downforce here, but teams risk losing time when cornering if they do.
Karun, how do you think Logan Sargent's going to be feeling at the moment?
I'll say this, it's always a pleasure seeing a confident driver take to the track. Being in the right frame of mind is a real advantage.
So get yourselves comfortable, it's going to be quite the ride.
We had Vesti sit out of practice 1 for Hausman, but we ended up putting a new part on. We put front wings on both of their cars, and then I believe Vesti got a chassis. No, they both got... Logan got a chassis. Oh, they both got chassis. And why are you not on there? I thought you were on there. Well, we did all that practice with the swing for nothing. But that will help improve. So they both have front wings and they both have chassis. And I think that's about it. Oh, I forgot about the engine, but they can. We'll last one more race with them. But not much else going into it. Just hope Vesti can put a good performance in, even though he sat out of practice 1 for a dry qualifying and race. So yeah, you still were 86%, and he hasn't finished this, so hopefully he gets dialed in for at least a 90% let's get to the qualifying. Alright, I forgot Austria's a very quick lap. We have Sargent coming across the line first, see where he ends up. Holcomb will be putting a 102.8. We're less than 2/10. Bessie 102.5.
We're coming in.
So we're pretty on the board right now. Feel comfortable with that. It's just a matter of where we stack up with all the other drivers. I know Vesti will be at a disadvantage because we put that front wing on at the very last second. But we'll get to the next run. Alright, there's a red flag. Let's see what happened. Snowda has a mark.
Let's see what happened there. So here we go, heading into turn 1.
Turn 1 and a spin into the wall. That's the end of qualifying for
with a
Snowda.
nasty crash into the barrier.
But we still have
And
time
that won't do their confidence any good.
to get a final run in here for Q1.
And just like that, the hopes of the team start to dwindle.
Alright, so we have Sargent out behind Alonso. See if he can improve on that time. Get away from that marker. He's back in P16 right now. See if he can improve from there. Personal improvement. 1/10 off of Piastri. Still about a half second from Paul Aaron.
Let's cool down and box, please.
Yeah, copy.
Vesti is on the hot lap. He's coming through the start of Sector 2. Come down the hill. We tried to get a momentum off of Perez, but we launched him a little too late. See where his improvement's at. Across the line. And I don't believe any improvement there. We did put on new sets of soft tires. I just hope that's enough to get Sargent into Q2. We'll have to see what Alonso and Gasly can do. I think that may have been Bottas. That was Bottas in front of Sargent. But we will see if Sargent can get into Q2. So we'll see you guys here in a second. Alright, so here we are coming into Q2. Sargent, not enough. Knocked back down to P18, I believe it was. I don't know if they can show us here. No, it won't show us here. But that's Sargent out in Q1. Try and get Vesti behind this Ferrari, please. Not going to be enough. We'll have enough leeway in front of him to get a good run in, hopefully, onto a new set of tires. I believe this is our last set of unused tires. And hoping we can get into Q3, but we will have to wait and see. Because we know we have the progression to get through the field.
Good braking while you can.
It's just a matter of having good qualifying, which I forgot to change their development focus. I've been having them focus on race strategy and tire life. We'll see you guys in a second. Alright, Vesti running pretty good. Purple Sector 2. Green Sector 1. Not a lot of traffic ahead of him throughout that lap. It's going to be coming across 102.5 from Hauger. It's going to be 0.08 of a second behind Albon. Or behind Hauger. So that's a pretty good time. Let's see what we can do on our final run. That's a purple Sector 3 too. So almost he's definitely up there. We can try and get him into Q3. We don't have any new tires for him. Alright, Vesti on a flying lap. Yellow flag. I don't know where that was. 46 seconds to go. He's looking to get out of the red zone. Hauger lock up in turn 3. No worries for us. We have a nice tow from the car ahead of us. Who is that? Is that going to be able to get us into Q3?
So currently P11.
That's not going to be enough. That was the Aston Martin of Alonso ahead of us. Not quite enough of a tow. That's going to be us out in Q2. We'll see you guys for the race.
Here among the mountains in Austria, the teams are preparing for the 71 laps of today's race.
4 years on from the circuit being renamed to the Red Bull Ring, Max Verstappen became the first driver to bring an eponymous car to victory here in 2018.
The Red Bull Ring is one hungry beast of a power track. Drivers face a steep climb up to turn 3 and a fast ride downhill through wide corners and straights thereafter. There's plenty of opportunity to overtake here, especially with the help of 3 DRS zones. Here we are, folks. We're back for another day of scintillating F1 action. It's race day. Final checks are being carried out by the teams, and it won't be long until we get this race underway. And Alex Albon will know just what kind of drive will be expected of him here.
There's plenty to work with starting 8th. With the right calls, they could even make up a place or two.
But there's no more time left. We've got a race on our hands. It's the race we've all been waiting for. It's the Austrian Grand Prix. And it's lights out, and away we go.
All right, so we got about 10 laps before rain. And that is the strategy, to go hard on softs
Can do.
till the rain.
Copy.
I'll leave you in your
They drop, I believe, 4 laps of fuel. A lot of movement around the back. Who is that? That is Bottas. Does he have an engine issue?
Well done.
I think he has an engine issue. I don't know if there was contact. Take a look at that replay. Not much of a replay there. But he was off the track and he was losing ground, so I don't know if he has an engine failure there. One less person to worry about, as I believe he's losing ground. No? Vesti up in a P8. Looking strong, tailing behind Piastri. Sargent back in P16 behind Magnussen. And the rain is set to start coming in just around lap 10. That's when we're going into the intermediate tires. That's what our strategy is. Let's see what everybody else is on. A lot of people on SAS, a handful of people on mediums. Sargent up at the P15.
DRS enabled. DRS enabled.
All right.
P15.
Vesti side by side with Piastri taking the inside of turn 1. Easy position there.
Next car behind is Magnussen.
See what Sargent can
Got
do
1
here.
second.
Come on. Take that outside line for Ricardo. I'm surprised Kick Saubers both made it into Q2. So they probably have some development going on this mid-season.
You're doing a very good job. Okay, so
Sargent doing what he
P6.
can. Alright, Vesti already up in a P6 on those fast, soft tires. Sargent not doing a great job. Well, he's trying. I can't say not doing a great job, but he's doing what he can. Yellow flag, what happened? Nothing too important.
Good job.
Perez running wide.
Let's have a look then at turn 6.
Oh, that was just ahead of
And
us.
wide they go, leaving the racing line. Perhaps a little lapse in concentration, maybe.
Yeah, that was just ahead of us. No, that was behind us. Vesti's up at P5 now. Ahead Norris. Sargent still fighting Ricardo.
Keep an eye on the battery.
Alright. We're out of battery. Lap 3 already. Yellow flag
Everybody doing
again.
a great job here. Keep it up.
That's a Ferrari. Leclerc's out.
14. Hamilton is the car in front.
That gonna be a safety car? He's in the wall.
Cars off there.
That's gonna be a safety car.
There could be debris there.
Did he outbrake himself? Oh no. He clipped Bottas. I don't know if he's out or not. I don't think that's gonna be a safety car. What is gonna be the call? No, he's back on track, so no safety car there. Sargent up in the P12. Vesti up in the P4 with the fastest lap. Seems like we are the only ones pushing these hard tires, or these soft tires the most. We'll drop it down a little bit, cool them down. We still want to be aggressive though, when the rain comes. Vesti's starting to pull away. Top 5 pulling away from Piastri. Investigation between Leclerc and Alonso. That was Alonso. Oh yeah, Bottas is in the backfield. He was the one who fell back at the beginning of the race. I honestly think it's going to be Leclerc's fault. Sainz and Alonso going back and forth. Sargent up in P12.
Okay, buddy, nice work, keep it up. Joe is the car in front.
Right, Sargent
Yeah,
overtakes
1.6.
Hamilton. Hamilton? He's back in P14, what? Unless he just made a mistake.
No problem.
I'm gonna start cooling these tires down. But it looks like they're fine to run hard. I could be wrong. Alright, let's go simulate a few laps and see what happens. Alright, pit window open for Sargent, and the rain is starting to come down. It's not enough. Rubber's very low though.
Confirmed.
I don't want to be the first one to pit.
Very good job.
We'll drop it down to standard for our soft tires. Vesti overtakes Norris, back up in a P3.
And try to cool down the tires while you can. Really slightly coming up.
Sargent's still there, P11, between the two Hasses. No penalty for Leclerc versus Alonso. Leclerc back up in the P20 now.
Keep
I
us
don't know if
updated
people
on the tyres.
haven't pit yet.
Tires are okay.
Come on, get out of the way. I hate it when it does that. Do not want to be the first ones to pit. Everybody else has harder. Most of the grid has soft tires, so we may be coming in all at the same time. Bottas and Leclerc are pitting onto what I
So we
believe
just
is
have to,
intermediate tires.
Get head down.
What is going on here? What? He's in the wall. Alright, let's see. How far apart are my guys? 1.4. 4 seconds. 4.6. They got plenty. Well, actually, do I want to risk it? We'll give it another lap. We'll give it another lap and go from there. Hang on. If Alonso signs Norris pit, then we'll pit with Vesti. Alright, the sign is if Alonso pits. Alonso is pitting. We'll pit you for inters as well. And then we will pit you for inters as well. Double stop. Not going to be as close as Imola, but we will get a double stop done. Everybody's coming into the pits for wet tires.
Very slippery.
For intermediate tires, I should say.
Track will be clear.
No issues for... Okay, that's a bad release. Or is he stuck in traffic? I don't know. What is going on here? What was that?
Clear a traffic pit exit.
He does come out P9.
20 P2.
Welcome break with pit stop issue.
Okay, now it's Norris behind.
Okay, we just got caught in traffic. So we jumped a few people. Sargent's up in P9, Vessi in P2. 2.2 seconds is the gap.
Currently P9.
That's
You're on
good.
Joe's tail
That
at the
is
moment.
good. See what our tire life looks like here later.
Piastri now the car behind. Gap
Rain
0.6.
is supposed to pick up about lap 30. We may hold on in the intermediate tires. We don't have a great time in rainy weather. If you guys remember Japan, we made the wrong move. We got Sargent leading Piastri. We'll drop it down to standard and see how they drive.
Let's make sure we look after these.
So we're gonna start looking at if that's the low point. Then we won't hit it till past lap 50. Alright. Russell, mechanical fault. I don't think it's gonna be a race ending.
Right. It certainly looks like they've developed a fault.
Nope, not enough to be a race ending. But yeah, so Vesti's sitting in P2. He's trying to close in on Alonso. And then Sargent defending Piastri from P9. Go ahead and sim a few laps through and see what this rain can do for our guys.
So car in the barrier.
Alright, car in the barrier. Who is it? Piastri? We just dropped our guys' fuels down. Did I miss the marker? Was it Piastri? Does he have damage? 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 Hello? Oh no, I missed it. I missed the mark. Or Russell. Verstappen? Verstappen looks like he has front wing damage. I could be wrong. Or that could just be the rain. I don't know what happened. Wasn't enough for a safety car. Safety car in the rain would be nice. But we used a little bit of battery. Vesti trying to close in Alonso. Sargent up in a P7 now. 3 seconds is the gap to Albon. As like I said during qualifying, our guys can run a race, but they need to improve on qualifying. As both Kick Saubers are in the top 10. Alright, so let's go ahead and simulate through some more laps and see what happens. Alright, we simulated through a few more laps. We put the pressure up on our intermediate tires. We have plenty of tire wear to work with. And Vesti is fighting or defending the lead against Alonso right now. Alonso's going to have that free pass from down the main straight. Piastri has an engine issue. Verstappen was the one, I believe, in the wall. And then Russell had that issue as well. But yeah, our intermediate tires will make it to the end of the rain. As long as nothing else happens. If we get a red flag, we'll most likely end up with a dry remainder of the race. But we'll have to wait and see. As our guys are managing pretty well right now. Vesti in the lead, Sargent P6. Basically where we left off last episode. So let's go ahead and sim, let's say about halfway through the race. So another 10 laps. We'll see you there. Alright, we're almost done with lap 34.
Phase update.
We had to put the pressure back up. I wanted to drop back down to standard. But Alonso is putting the pressure on Vesti. About half a second ahead. And Sargent still up in P5. Although he lost a little bit of ground to the Red Bulls. So the Red Bulls looking to score some decent points. Same as Sauber, McLaren, us, Aston Martin, and Haas for our top 10. As we're about even on the fuel, so we can bump those up to balanced. Put a little bit more pressure on.
Copy.
We will not need liftoff.
And then Bottas has issues. I don't know. I don't know if that was the same as before. Piastri, Bottas, Russell, Verstappen. Yeah, we want to try and conserve these tires. I don't want to have them too hot, but see what we can do here.
Now we should be able to take a
I
look
almost
here.
missed this.
Right, let's have a look as we go
Part
into
of how to
turn
spin.
4. And then the car
Okay, I
just
wasn't sure if there was
goes.
any contact
And
or
once
not.
it started, they were pretty powerless to do anything.
A lot of mistakes going on. And we might as well do the recap here after the cinematic. Sargent up in P5. The gap is 5.4 to Perez. Vesti and Alonso. He's starting to lose a little bit of ground on Alonso, but Norris, 9.2 seconds is the gap here. As we are starting to lap some people. Verstappen's already lapped. Paul Aaron already lapped. Russell already lapped. Gasly about to be lapped. So 4 people, or three people a lap down as Vesti continues to chase down Alonso, who seems to be running. Yeah, they're all saving their intermediate tires, but we are about to get out of the
Just head down.
intermediate weather. Starting to cool down. And
Copy.
I don't know if it'll be too risky to go soft, so we're gonna go
Stop.
a safe route and go hard, aggressive on medium tires.
Okay, maximum focus on cooling down those rear tires.
We'll see you guys when we get to that transition.
Update on track condition when you can.
Alright, track condition has changed to dry. Alonso is not going in. Can I hold mediums on standard? If I wanted. We'll try it with Sargent and see what happens. Try it with Sargent and see what happens. I'm just hoping he won't. Norris not
Get
coming
ready.
in. Perez. See if he comes in. Perez not coming in. We're gonna take the risk and come in with Sargent.
Pit lane.
Come in, nice and steady.
Copy.
As we have Vesti 3.4 seconds behind Alonso. We'll have him deploy. Okay, the McLaren.
Overtake
Sainz and
available.
Albon
Overtake
followed us in. So we are fighting them right now. Sainz and Albon are in the fight against us right now.
Should be clear pit
It's a good
exit.
stop. 2.4, not as good as beforehand. With Vesti, actually, we'll take a look at that in here. Pit stop times, Frederick 2.293, 2.1 for McLaren.
Currently sat P5.
Really nice. Sargent still in P5 with those intervals,
Sainz the car behind.
as
Sainz 4 seconds back.
we'll
21
go
laps
ahead
to
and
go.
have Alonso
keep an eye
still
on
not
the
coming in yet.
We're currently P5.
We're gonna go ahead and try it. Lap 54.
Car behind is Sainz. Car behind, 5 seconds is Verstappen.
Push that extra
Okay, to
little
pick
bit.
up the pace.
Try to close the gap. Alonso is coming in. We'll take that extra lap. We'll take that extra lap. We'll push hard. I hope we don't lose time on this. Mediums. Can I push that extra lap? It'll be close, but we'll do it.
Box.
We will do it. I'm taking a risk here. With these intermediate tires. anybody else still out on inners? Piastri and Bottas are still out. They have yet to pit. Everybody, majority of the grid going to mediums.
Can we do lift and coast?
Sargent has 10 seconds on signs. How far back is Alonso? He's gonna come out ahead of us. Alonso's there, Norris is there.
I'm entering the pit.
Alright, here we go. And here comes Alonso. No issues, no issues, no issues, no issues. Alright, there we go. Not bad.
Track will be clear.
That is not bad at all. I'm gonna run those hard. Less than 20 laps
That's
to go.
currently P2.
Like 15, 16 laps. Drop down to standard. We
Next
will
car behind is
deploy.
Norris.
And we'll see you guys in a few laps. See
18 laps to go.
if that extra lap paid off.
Bit of lift off.
Okay, copy.
We don't have enough battery.
Copy that.
Six more laps. 6 more laps.
Yeah, copy.
All
I'm trying to
right.
cool down the tires where you can. It's slightly coming up.
Bessie with a minor engine issue.
Yeah, copy that.
It's the engine fault. Power examined after session. Moderate. Driving clean air to conserve fuel to reduce power risk of fault. We have 6 laps to go. We need to switch those out anyways. So we're gonna go for it. Lap 70 of 71.
Keep looking after your tires.
Got a
Keep
lot
looking after your
of
tires.
lap
You did a very
traffic
good job.
behind Vesti here, including the Ferrari of Hauger. We got Sonoda, Piastri, Hauger, and Hamilton all fighting behind us. Vesti 7 seconds back behind Alonso. That's going to be our podium in Alonso, Vesti, Norris, as long as nothing else happens within the next lap and a half. Sargent doing a really good race here. 10 seconds behind Sainz. Red Bull's
And
really
look at your
put some
dash on the
power
line for
down
the fuel,
today.
please. Look at your dash on the line.
Yeah, copy.
Final lap has begun per Alonso.
Okay, this is last lap.
Copy.
And we will go ahead and attack.
Keep pushing.
I actually need to conserve fuel here
Good to push.
on Vesti,
Copy.
or he will be short of the finish
Manage
line,
your tires.
which I really hope he doesn't.
Sorry, we need a bit more lift off where you can.
Copy that.
I thought he would have conserved enough by then. I'm just hoping that he does cross the line before he runs out. No, we'll go ahead and conserve. Just
Take it
see if
easy.
he can make it. Make it.
Yeah,
Come
copy.
on. Make it, please. Make it.
Or you can use the deploy.
Okay, copy.
Really make it across the line without running out of fuel. He's coasting behind this Sonoda,
Reminder on the battery.
and he will
copy
drift across the finish line. He's right at the finish line. No! Vesti right at the finish line. You've got to be kidding me, dude. Perez passes Vesti, runs out of fuel on the fucking finish line, dude. That is going to be the screenshot. I cannot believe that.
Okay, mate, that's the checkered flag.
That is a double podium for Red Bull. And Vesti, our lead driver, runs out of fuel crossing the line. Why did that not count? I do not know. This is just... What the fuck, dude? Is he gonna... Or are they gonna put him... They're gonna put him in P11. That is ridiculous, man.
Sometimes I think you just have to accept that it's not going to be your race.
That was a bitterly disappointing retirement. The team certainly wouldn't have wanted their race to end this way.
We still
And
got
the talented
points.
veteran rounds off another great drive.
We didn't help
Adding to
Red
his
Bull at
impressive
all.
F1
We didn't help the
podium
fight
talent.
between Red Bull and Aston Martin, but we still got points.
That takes them up to 3 wins this season. They proved just so hard to
Fernando
beat.
Alonso up on the top podium for since who knows how long.
Well, there were mountains to overcome here in Austria, but those 3 managed to climb to the top. Well, Karun, how do you think they'll be feeling in the team garage at the end of that?
Well, it was a bit of a mixed bag here. Some things went their way,
I
but
honestly,
others didn't.
like,
I
I
think
left
their
him
main
on
target now will be finding some
aggressive
consistency
fuel
sure.
for too long. That is...
And that's it for this weekend
That
here in
hurts.
Austria.
For the next round, we're heading back to the heart of the UK. Get ready for a race to remember in Silverstone, the cradle of Formula One.
Alright, our final results. Logan Sargent up in a P4. Frederick Vesti running out of fuel, getting P11 because everybody else was a lap down. Vesti still holding on to P8 though. Esteban Ocon, those 6 points is closing in. Instructor standings, we are still holding on to 5th place at 81 points now. Williams slowly trying to close in. And Sauber passing Mercedes with that 2-point finish. We take a look here. Zhou Guan Yu starting in 13th, I believe. 12th or 13th, moving up to P9. I believe that's 13th. But yeah, so 2 more points for the fastest pit stop, leaving us at 10 still with 14 points. And I believe the other team that's not on here is Haas. 2.293, 2.412, 2.306 was the cutoff. Both of our drivers reached their race target. I believe that race target for Vesti was a top 10. I don't know where to look for that rating. Josh Peckett performance rating up. Hamlin, our race engineers have increased. Regulation vote. This is what we were looking at before the race weekend. Sporting changes. Wind tunnel and CFD times. We want to vote for wind tunnel, simulator, vote for, or vote against changes. It's less time for those who are in the top 4 by a significant margin. Wow. Oh wow, that's crazy. We are sitting in P5 right now, so if we do finish in P5, we don't get any difference. But the lower teams do benefit more from it. We'll go ahead and vote for this, just for the other teams. See what happens. And we might as well just go through all this. Place. We need to get some more rear wings in. Place. Medium risk underfloor. I'm going to swap these guys out onto our third one for car 2. And on to our third one for cards. What? So we're doing really good on engines. We should be able, well, that's the halfway point. So we should be able to make it to the end of the season. And then our rating for Silverstone looking really good. For cornering speed, that's what we want to focus on. Which I'm feeling really confident, which we will simulate through. And these are our parts that we were going into. Rear wing, I believe we're on an ATF here. Are we on a period? Yes, we are. We'll do some more research, and then we'll do one research, and then we'll do 2 parts. That way we have simultaneous research going. So we'll go ahead and do that, and then we'll simulate through Silverstone, and we'll see you guys for the real results for that. So we'll see you guys shortly. Alright, so here we are for the results of Silverstone. Logan Sargent getting a P7, and Frederick Vesti down 1 lap. We did swap out some parts that would fit better for the track, and it looks like Frederick Vesti is down into P9. Dennis Hauger taking 2 positions with 15 points. Logan Sargent, P10 as well. Constructors were still sitting in P5. Haas now up into 46 points. Williams down to P7. Alpine scoring a point. And Red Bull moving back up in P2 against Aston Martin for that as well. Fastest pit stops, we weren't on a top 10 there. We're still in 10th. Haas hasn't been doing great on their pit stops. Pit stop issue, car jack delay for that one. Both of our drivers met their target of getting P20 or higher, which actually will go back through in 19th and 7th. That's what it was. But yeah, we're feeling pretty good. Not as confident as I would like because we weren't there to manually do it. A lot of parts medium risk, and then gearbox, major damage to the gearbox. So we will swap over to the 3rd gearbox for Vesti, and we're not quite there for Logan's, but regulation vote result, we were the only person to vote for. I guess people like it that way, like how it was beforehand. So that's yet another vote that we thought would be good for other people, but nobody voted for it. So, yeah, I don't know. Future race, Martin's, Ariel Miney, I think that's how you say this. Rotolo Miata, F3. Not much else going on. We're feeling pretty confident. I did do some no, wrong screen. I did put some research in for suspension and work in for new underfloor. The other parts that we wanted to work on, just without the CFD time, it just didn't like the statistics. Like, it didn't want to improve on whatever part that I was trying to make. But we are feeling pretty confident on cornering speed, and we are feeling pretty confident on our position in the championship right now. Let's go ahead and take a look at our facilities. Factory level 3 coming in 37 days. That gives us that 4th manufacturing slot, which is almost here. Which I have a little bit of money. There was one of these that I needed an extra one for. We'll do 2 side pods. Might as well. And then after side pods or the suspension, we'll get some backup parts, which we're feeling confident with right now. I haven't looked at the development. I'll look at it after this episode. But yeah, that's pretty much it. We will see you guys in the next episode.